to welcome everybody to the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting for Putnam County tonight. We do have a new member on the board, Terry Dorset from Cloverdale, and this is his first meeting, so be gentle with him. I promised it would be an easy crowd tonight. But first, we need to determine quorum.
Okay, Kevin Stobie.
Present.
Terry Dorset.
Present.
Laura Scott.
Present.
Also present is Jim Inslee, County Attorney, and Lisa Steiner, Plan Director. Not present is Raymond McLeod, Randy B., and Ron Sutherland, but there is a quorum with 3.
Okay, we're good to go. This is also our first meeting for the Board of Zoning Appeals to be televised. I'm glad I can't see it from here, so, but we have lots of news tonight. The first item of business is review of minutes. However, because this is Terry's first meeting and he was not at the June 9th meeting, I'm going to ask that that be tabled because we can't vote on that without.
They weren't done yet.
Okay. Well, for 2 reasons, but I wondered, I thought my packet was short there. Okay. And election of officers, I would seek for that to be tabled also. We did do election of the chair at the last meeting, so. But the first item of business that we have is case number 2025 SE-029 SLB Brothers Properties. It is a special exception to allow a truck stop in Highway Commercial C3 zoning district, Cloverdale Township, lots 1, 2, and 3 of Tall Oak subdivision. So who is representing, if you will come forward and state your name and tell us what you are seeking with this special exception.
You'll need to, here.
Okay.
My name is Satvinder Singh, and with my brothers, SLB Properties, and I'm here, so I should be allowed to make a mini truck stop.
Okay. If you want to expand and,
Yeah, to expand that.
yeah,
I already have a business there, truck stop, gas station, so I want to put 2-3 pumps more to serve to the truckers.
okay. So you have multiple lots there.
Yeah, I made all together 1, 2, 3 lots.
Lisa, do you have the lots highlighted that are in the
So
parcels?
they're up there.
Okay.
It's all highlighted together.
It is those 3 lots?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to switch you microphones because that was.
Okay. And will this be a truck stop, Mr. Singh, or will this be like convenience store, restaurant?
No, only mini truck stop.
Okay, can you tell us what a mini truck stop is?
Mini only I have to put 2-3 pumps there for diesel
Okay,
because I already have a gas pump there.
okay, and, I mean, you own that property?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, and you are operating it,
Yeah, expanding it little.
you just are seeking to
Yes.
expand it? Okay.
Yes.
Kevin, questions?
Is there diesel now?
We have diesel
You have a
on
diesel pump?
on 1 pump,
Okay.
but I want to add 3 more pumps for diesel.
And how often are those, do you just have 2 tanks there, or how often are those tanks inspected?
The State Department, they come and check every year,
Okay.
1 time.
And where you're wanting to expand, you will be putting in new tanks, correct?
Yeah, across the other pumps, other tanks. I have already 3 tanks for premium gas, diesel, and 1 unleaded gas. So I want to put a big tank, like little big, to for the diesel purpose. Yeah, I have to expand that because the truck can come in.
But the frontage road that runs on the south edge of the property there, will that require upgrading?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can help a little bit if you want.
Please.
Okay. Greg Williams, this is a frontage road. This is a platted road in the subdivision. This whole thing right here, when it was platted as commercial property. There's an existing gas station right here. You're asking if this will have to be updated. It looks like, I mean, I think it goes from bituminous to gravel here. So this bituminous road will have to be expanded. And I'm sure it'll be built to, you know, any kind of specs that needs to be done. He's planning on putting 3 pumps over here and expanding the existing building so they can see the pumps to the west.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if the pumps will probably be under a canopy, I would assume, you know, just like these. I'm sure the fuel tank would be out here. We've already talked about this. He's not planning on having long-term overnight parking. It's to come in, get your fuel, drive on down the road.
I wondered about, that was the first thing that come to mind to me was someone, you know, you can drive down through the interstate late at night, and obviously you'll see where they pulled over on the exit, you know, off and on both, you know, to sleep. You know, I don't know how prevalent that is, for example, at Cloverdale, the truck stop there, whether trucks pull in and stop. I don't know whether is there room here that someone could do that?
The development they want to put on here, I don't think the parking would be big enough to allow the people to get gas and park here. They'd have to go back out, I believe, and park on the exit ramp or the on-ramp to park and sleep. There's not going to be enough room here for overnight parking, because if there's somebody parking, that's going to limit a truck driver coming in to get fuel. So they may have to post signs or something that says no overnight parking.
Will this be a 24-hour operation?
We have right now 24 hours in my gas station.
Yes.
The only thing that I had, that's been kind of answered, I wondered whether the building was going to be a new building erected or expanded, and what exactly was going to be going.
Just expanded to the west a little bit so they can put a fuel desk on the west side probably, yes.
So we can see the pumps who's taking gas.
Yeah.
So you won't be having showers or?
Right now not planned, but
Yeah, he said right now the plan is not to have a shower, no restaurant or anything like that. It's still a convenience store, and that's, I believe that's what his plan is.
Just a mini?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's not a facility for the truck drivers to pull in and take showers and,
I don't believe that's the plan right now, no.
right now,
okay.
Okay. Okay, let me see if there are any comments from I will open the public hearing portion of the meeting. Does anyone here wish to speak in favor or in opposition, or have questions about this case?
You'll need to come up here. Yeah, sorry. You'll need to state your name and your address for the record, please.
My name is Bob Stout, and my address is County Road 950, was it 9550 South, County Road 150 West. And this is my property here. My question would be, where are the trucks going to come in and out of here? Where are they going to come in, where are they going to pull out?
The existing drive as it exists now.
It's not big enough.
Well, I think it would, if the engineer decides it needs to
Greg?
be, oh, I'm sorry.
Because this is a county road.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't go in and, no, it is county. This, I think you're wrong, ma'am. When we bought this property, they come in and they had to give us an address.
Your address is up to 243.
No, mine's not. My address, yeah. I mean, if you look at the map, my address is County Road 9550 South, 115 West.
What's it say on your mailbox?
I don't have a mailbox, but I think the plot map even says it. But they come in and told us that in order for me to be able to get power and everything out there, I had to have an address, and that was the address that I was assigned. I've never had, I mean, 243 would be much simpler, but that was not what they gave me. This is County Road 115 West right here. And this is 9550 South, I believe.
Okay, so Mr. Stout, your concern is,
Where's he gonna pull in and out? We've had a lot of problems with trucks parking along here and here. I mean, we've had to call people and have them come and moved because we couldn't even get in our driveway. We've had a lot of problem with them parking in here and on this cul-de-sac here. And there's not enough room for, you can't turn a pickup truck around in there, much less a semi, but they try. And I've had to take my tractor over here and fix this road numerous times where they leave ruts up to your knees. So my big concern, again, you know, I love having the station there. Sam and I have a great relationship, but my big concern is them trucks coming in here and parking, because they already do now. They park there now, and overnight doesn't seem to affect them any. But my big concern is how are they going to get in and out of here? There's got,
How do they get in now?
they don't.
Well, they don't pull them in there with a lawnmower, I assume, so they have to drive these in there somewhere. Greg, can you show me how they come in? Do they come in, I assume they come off that south, right there?
Yeah, this is the drive coming off of 243 right here. And I met the landowner down here, and if this needs to be enlarged or anything, of course, that's going to be determined by the civil engineer, the designer. He's going to have to design the traffic flow, how it's going to work. If this has to be enlarged anything for NDOT specifications, then NDOT's going to get involved because it's coming off of 243, you know. And whether this is a county road or not, I don't know if the county maintains this.
That's not a county road.
Yeah. Andy says it's not a county road. It's a platted road in the subdivision, but I don't think the county maintains any of that.
They don't. They never did. Me and Kurt always took care of it before Kurt died.
When that subdivision was platted, it was given a name. The road was given a name, but it was never actually developed as a road, nor was it ever dedicated to. Right, it's platted as part of the subdivision, but it is not a county road, and it's not county maintained.
Yeah. Yeah, SLB Brothers.
This whole road?
Yes.
What about this here?
That's 243.
Oh, what about this here?
She's going to tag it here in a minute.
So where's your driveway to get onto your property at?
Mine? My driveway?
Yes.
My driveway is right here.
So do you use part of the, let me understand this. When I turn off of 243, I'm turning into what is a road, I guess, that belongs to the subdivision, belongs to this gentleman, I assume. And then the one that comes down, it looks like it's a cul-de-sac, and I see yours in there, your drive in there. Who owns that drive to the south?
Well, I assumed this one here or this one?
This, where your driveway is at.
The yellow highlight is owned by SLB Indiana Properties.
Say that again, please.
Everything that is highlighted in yellow, which is the roads that you're talking about, is owned by SLB Properties.
This gentleman here. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
He, Mr. Stout, owns his driveway
Yeah, once it comes off.
once it comes off that road
Okay.
that is owned by the petitioner.
So when this was developed in the beginning then, I would have to assume
And it was.
So he has, was that going to be a subdivision for homes in the beginning?
It is zoned commercial, everything except for what Mr. Stout owns
Okay.
and the property on the cul-de-sac at the end of that first road.
So how,
Everything else is owned by the petitioner. It was set up as a 8-lot commercial subdivision
when?
before my time. The 90s, late 90s,
Sometime in early zoning.
yes.
Okay. So,
It's called Tall Oak Subdivision. It's,
so without this gentleman's road and so forth and so on, is your property not accessible otherwise?
That's what it looks like. This has definitely been a big misunderstanding on my part, if that's the case, because my assumption was that I owned half of this road, and that my property line actually came around the cul-de-sac, that I owned this right here, and then I own on down another lot, down 243, that my property came on down this way, over here on the back side of this line. So
So right across.
I don't know what I own, I guess.
So right across the road from your driveway then?
Yeah, this is all mine.
Toward 243, are there 2 lots there between? There's 3 in there?
Yeah,
And are those 3 lots owned by Mr. Singh? Okay.
So those 3 lots could essentially have access from 243.
only with a right-of-way,
I
or
understand, but
yes.
I'm just saying they could.
potentially, but the way it was platted is that all those lots have access through those platted drives.
Okay, Mr. Stout, thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience? If you will, come up if you can. By having all of this televised now, we have to have everyone come up and. Sure.
I do need your name and address for the record.
My name is Jacob Stout. My address is 9330 South State Road 243. My concern is, I live in this house back here, where that road, that's the only access to my property. You know, there's all the time, I've got pictures of semis parked here, blocked, can't get in, can't get out, trash left all over the place. You know, it's pretty inconvenient.
So is your lot, is that part of what's zoned commercial?
My property's zone residential.
Your property is zoned PUD. This particular lot, when it was sold prior to this gentleman owning it, it was sold incorrectly as agricultural. The person who built the house came to my office in the early 2021, 22, wanting to build a house. He had to rezone it in order to do that. So that property is the only one that is not technically zoned commercial, it's zoned PUD. So that if he ever sold it, the current owner, it could also be used commercially because of its zoning. It's not just residential.
Okay. Do you have to help this gentleman maintain that road or anything for your access?
For my access, no, I've not touched the road. I only mow, so,
In your driveway?
right.
So you're saying that private road, I guess is what I'll call it then?
If it's, and I have a question too, not to interrupt you or be rude, but if it's a private road, why are there county signs? If the county signs aren't true, why can't we take them down and put a gate up to keep the truckers from coming back there?
I can't answer that. I have no idea. I'm just gathering information for my sake right now. But I'll go back to what I was getting at. So this looks to me like a semi could potentially, how wide is this road
Well, it's,
between the gas station and your house?
The gas station's here.
Yes,
My house is here.
yes,
So the width of the road's probably 15 feet.
okay. So you're saying that people would park semis along the side of there?
Oh, yeah, I've got pictures of it. Overnight, all the time.
How do they turn around?
This circle here.
So they can turn
Mm-hmm.
and back and forth.
Yep.
That says roughly 12 feet, but that's me drawing on this map.
Thank you, Mr. Stout.
Thanks.
Can I add to Can I add to this?
Yes, please.
If there's semis parking along here, they're obviously pulling in here anyway. If this would be allowed to put a truck stop, he could put up signs that says no truckers, past this. They've got to come in and go around. They would have a better way to get in and out of here. They wouldn't have to come down here on down this road. That's my assumption, that he would have to improve this road to the west so they can get in and get to the fuel to get back out. So what we do could be an improvement in keeping the semis off this road and this road. That's just a guess, but he could put more signage up that says no semis past this point. I mean, and like you said, when Kurt Sinclair developed this, he kept the road, and then eventually sold the road to the brothers. So they own these 3 lots, this, and the roads, like we had talked about.
Do we, as the board, do we have the power to prohibit any parking there? I assume we would if we were to grant this, to be a stipulation of this special.
It's a private road, you don't have, you have certain parameters you have to follow, that's a private road. A lot of times when subdivisions are built and they have roads, they have provisions in there that say things like, if the road is ever given to the county, it needs to do A, B, and C, but.
But in this case, you're saying, we could not do anything with prohibiting traffic overnight parking there.
Other than what's already allowed by zoning, I mean, if there's certain provisions that don't allow 18-wheelers here or there.
So,
But as part of the special exception.
yes,
To a permit,
that's why we wouldn't have the right to do that? In granting a special exception with stipulations?
I mean, stipulation 1, that the road has to be upgraded in order to, for the facing of this,
Yeah, I
and
guess it's
that
some different.
signs be posted.
I mean, we restrict other,
Right.
This is just different because it's a road and not the actual premises, but yeah,
Right.
if he's asking for it, he owns both of them, yeah, that would be a commitment to be able to give. Yeah.
that's what I thought.
And, and I think that as property owners there living, I mean, you probably need to be looking at your deed.
See, I'm questioning it because I bought that before they bought. And I think that plat that I had shows that I own half that road.
And that's one thing we should discuss. What we're looking at is GIS, and Lisa, I told you many times, it's not 100% what you're seeing up here. That's what we're going off of. Yeah, your deed would have the specifics of any right-of-ways, easements, or specific property grants that you own.
The only way somebody's going to own half of a road is if it's vacated, and it's never been vacated. I read this gentleman's deed. He owns all the road. I mean, in a platted subdivision, if the road is vacated, then half of the road goes to the different landowners. This road has never been vacated. So I believe he owns all the road.
And for those
What's
of
that?
you who don't know, Greg
Yeah.
is the county surveyor. So Greg looks at legal documents and property descriptions all day long.
Yeah, if you were to own, if you say you own half the road, your deed would say you own lot 5 and 6 and half of the road. But unless Kurt sold you half the road, he couldn't have done that unless it was vacated. It would,
Yeah, I don't understand what you mean by vacated.
Well, a vacation is a legal document that would, like if you're in an old subdivision and there's an alley through the subdivision and it's not being maintained as an alley, you petition the commissioners to vacate it, and then the landowners get half of that alley. None of these roads in this subdivision has ever been vacated. So they are still. Well, maintain, there's a different, let's say you're out in the county and an alley's not been, there's abandoned, which is one thing. That means it's still on the books as a platted road. You have to officially vacate it to get ownership, and this has never been vacated. No, not really. You can't restrict access.
Usually when these subdivisions are platted, there's covenants that go with them that say such and such has to maintain, that it has to, or you may have to pitch in X amount a year. I know nothing if that's been included. Lisa says there's not, but most of the time when a subdivision's platted, those things are specified. But no, you can't be landlocked. I mean, even if they did put up barricades, you would have an action court of law. Now, you may have to pay for it, but but the way it is right now, like I said, we dealt with one of these just last week where somebody was arguing about the road, and it said, well, until the subdivision says it's no longer part of the subdivision, it's owned by the entity that owns it. And that's where I was a little confused. I think I was looking at this, I thought you were asking whether somebody, Mr. Stout that lived in the back, could ask for certain things of that road, and my point was, no, he could not, because it's owned by SLB. As far as, now, you're making perfect sense when you say, yes, as part of a commitment. I mean, he's asking you, we want to do this, just like any other time, like, I want to do this. Okay, you can, but it's going to be him owning both. Yes, absolutely. You can say, hey, if you're going to put back tanks back here, we're going to make a turnaround back here, we're going to put a sign up that says no, semis from this point forward. Absolutely.
And I think if that road had to be expanded to the west, I think it'd be a good, I mean, it's already done that way, but if you had to expand so far back here, at that point, you could put the signs up that says no semis past this point. It's going from blacktop to gravel. It's a pretty clear understanding. You're leaving the truck stop. Yeah.
No parking signs, whatever.
With the expansion that will occur if we approve this, will there be adequate area for trucks to turn around in that lot as your plans are laid out now?
Yes, I believe so. Of course, this hasn't gone to an engineer yet, but the engineer would have to get in and say, yes, a semi needs this much room. I mean, if there's not enough room, then it's not going to happen. That's going to have to be up to the engineer.
But the tanks are going to be underground.
Oh, absolutely.
There'd
Yes.
be room to
Yeah.
circle around or whatever.
So will this come back to us?
No, it will not.
Drainage and site plan would go through tech review. If it's approved by this board, everything else would go through tech review.
Okay. A question that I would have, when Kurt Sinclair did this, why did he leave I'll call it the road? What was the benefit for him to retain ownership of it?
I think Kurt thought he was going to live forever and going to own that, so I don't know. You were asking, yeah.
I don't understand why he would have, what the benefit would have been. I don't know. I would assume there could have been something that was put up where each one of those properties.
Kevin, for one, a lot of times subdivisions, private subdivisions, their standards for maintaining a road are higher than that of a county road.
Well, I understand.
And you pass the cost on to the homeowners that live there, and they help maintain it. So the reason you keep it in the subdivision is the idea is you want it to be at a higher standard than what, a county road is, that type of thing.
And I understand it. I'm just wondering why each one of the owners of these commercial lots was not involved in something more along the line of what you would do with a subdivision.
Well, I'm assuming since it was commercial, Kurt thought he would have more control over the road since this was commercial. It's not like a residential subdivision.
That makes as much sense as anything.
And usually roads are kept until the properties are developed and then they're turned over to the county. Since these properties have been undeveloped, the majority of them have been undeveloped, that's why it's never been turned over to the county.
Who come and put the signs up? There are two signs out there that say County Road 115 West. I mean, these are county signs that are put right there on that corner where you turn into my property.
I can't answer that question, I don't know. But I know that they're not county-maintained roads. Your address is what was assigned, that was before I started here. I can't answer that question, so I don't know. Sorry.
Like I said, the county put those signs up there, they had to.
I do know on the original subdivision plat, and it wasn't done by me, this has a name associated with that road. So does this one. The county never adopted that road as saying, let's say it's Cardinal Drive. They just gave it a county road number. Why there's county road signs up there, that's a highway question.
For 911 purposes?
It could be. Yeah.
I would assume it would be for 911 purposes.
Yeah, if they said Cardinal Drive, nobody knows where Cardinal Drive is. If it's 150 West or whatever, they can find that.
Okay, if there are no other inputs or questions from the audience, I'm gonna close the public hearing portion, which means there's not back and forth. So, board members, do you have questions of the owner or, our county surveyor? Or what are your feelings about this, request for the special exception?
The question I had is the overnight parking, you know, and if we put, if we put something in there to restrict overnight parking, to prohibit that, obviously the police could police that. Now, what constitutes that truck driver that does pull over, and I'm not spending the night, I'm just taking a quick nap. You know, so I guess what I'm trying to say is, in my mind, I don't want that place to get to be, I don't want that place to get a bad reputation, you know, for ongoings at night and so forth and so on. That's, you know, I'm trying to somewhat protect that neighborhood, is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's why he's making it a mini truck stop. I think that's this is why he's making it a mini truck stop. There's not showers, there's not room for overnight parking. He's wanting him to get in and get out. Obviously, there's already parking there on the streets. We're trying to eliminate that, making the parking lot bigger, get your fuel. And if he does put signs up, hopefully it would deter the other truckers from saying, hey, I'll just park here and sleep. And I don't know if it's legal, once that road is expanded to the west, can you put some kind of barriers up there that's too small for a semi to get through? But I'm thinking out loud, that could restrict fire departments from getting back there. So I don't know if we want to do that. But, I mean, it's an option, I think.
I think a better option is to post it.
Yes, I agree.
I think to post it and not try and put physical barriers there.
The other option is you've done in the past, if you grant it, you always say we're gonna come back in a year and see if it's worked, if the signs have worked, if what, you know, there's, and see, you know, ask the neighbors or whatever to keep, you know, an eye on it. But again, I'm not trying to ill speak of anything, but to have the sheriff's department police that in the middle of the night at that location, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, it probably won't, and you know, there's several things that I was getting at was, you know, and I'll also bring this up about lighting back there at night.
Yeah.
You know, at 3 o'clock in the morning and so forth and so on, that's one of the things that I'll bring up. So I don't want that place to get known as a place where the drug deal, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, I'm sorry, but those are concerns that, I'm just telling you, those are concerns that I have.
Does that change if it's a truck stop? It's already an existing gas station.
I understand, but you're also, but really, it doesn't appear that there's anything back behind the gas station now, like there will be with this mini truck stop. Right. I'm not trying to be difficult, I'm trying to, and I'm not opposed to it. I just don't want things to get to be a bad reputation for
think with landowners back there, they'll police the area.
I've got a full-time job as it is, why do I need a second?
Okay,
We're not gonna go back and forth, I get that. What kind of lighting is planned to be on the site?
Yeah, under the canopy. Yeah, it's just the normal lights under the canopy, just like it's existing right now. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you have any additional lighting, any light poles out on the parking lot.
Can we require more? You know, and what I'm wondering is, if we could have lighting toward what would potentially be the backup, something back there. That's one of the questions I have. I've got several things in mind. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning, how many people are working there?
2.
2. Okay.
Hey, I just texted Clint about what they're saying is a county road. And
This is Andy Buck, who is one of our commissioners.
anyway, he said there is a road sign on there, but that is not a county road. It's just for address purposes only. So.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I have some of the same concerns about the lighting still. Something more, I think, needs to, I mean, if you look at the size of the existing building and canopy, if you add another island and canopy there, with lighting, it's still gonna be possibly appearing dark back behind there, like you were saying, so I almost think there needs to be something added there, but not to the extreme that it's gonna
Shine at somebody.
yeah, shining their additional property owners, because they already have concerns about the potential traffic
Sure.
there, so I wouldn't want lighting concerns added to that too.
So this is a 24-hour operation, 365 days a year. Like I said, I'm not against it, I just want to protect the neighborhood, the people that live there. That's the only thing I'm after.
My feeling is that this is an appropriate use of these parcels. It's immediately adjacent to 70, it's on State Road 243. This is an appropriate use for the property. But I do think that there will have to be some significant improvements, particularly as it pertains to the road. I would be ready to make a motion to include some limitations, if you guys want to entertain that. Unless you have other questions to ask.
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
The road itself, and what improvements might be done to the road, to the existing road, whether it be widening it or, is it blacktop now, or is it concrete or something or other? Would the county, or who would, is there anybody that would oversee that?
County standards on a road like this,
they would have to follow the UDO.
they're part of the UDO.
It's part of the UDO, road standards. And Clint with the county highway is on the tech review, so he would review that.
All right, I will make a motion to approve the request for this special exception by SLB Brothers Properties to expand a truck stop on these parcels. Do I need to read these parcels since we're, okay. number two, that there be adequate improvement to the lot to allow ingress and egress for semi-trucks to turn around. Number three, that lighting be placed to illuminate the entire lot. Number four, that the property be posted for no overnight parking, that the extensions of the road to the residential areas in the Tall Oak subdivision be posted for no parking, and that we review this in 1 year. That's my motion.
Is the, you know, I'm not trying to change that. If we give them a go ahead now, by the time everything else gets finished up and so forth and so on, you know, they're not gonna be that far into this. I don't know if they'll be far enough into it a year from now for us to really review this and look at whether it's, I don't have a problem with a year if you wanna revisit it. Do we wanna revisit it after 2 years, after 3 years, when we reset it?
Yes, it can be extended, it would be tabled,
You,
it would be approved. What is your timeline, Mr. Singh, to accomplish this?
Depend on the engineers.
Depends on the engineers.
Gotcha.
you could, because he would have to get a certificate of occupancy from our office, it could be 1 year from the date if the C of O is issued to review it.
All right, then I would amend that motion to that it be reviewed in 1 year after the permit is issued by the planning department.
The certificate of occupancy is issued. Certificate of occupancy.
Should we have an option with that or some other, we go back and check that in another 2 years or something?
We can do that a year out.
Okay.
If we review it a year
Okay.
out,
Just as long as.
then we can do that at that time. All right? Okay, so that motion is before you. I will need a second on that before we take any action. All right? Motion made by Laura, seconded on GIS, is this picked up or integrated with the IO and
That, I think we're still trying to, I think she had her husband on to kind of figure out what it was
Okay.
looking like.
When I say that this is new, it's new. I mean, this whole process.
This is this is the third meeting.
Yeah.
The last one was the second.
So
It's been live streamed.
we're getting our feet on the ground right now. So, okay, Gerald, introduce yourself and tell us what you want to do.
All right, my name is Gerald Yoder. Need my address? So this is the property right here. What we're proposing to do is we would like to take, this is a pole building right here, and what we're applying for is to use that building as a church building. Take the existing building there and turn it into a place of worship.
Tell us what's in the building now.
Currently, it is a bare shell. There's a little bit of electric. There is a meter base and a panel in there with a little bit of wiring, as well as a bathroom that was done off the records. So that's going to have to come out. But there's concrete on the floor. Otherwise, it's basically a pole barn with garage doors in it.
So the pad that it's on is it a minimal pad that you have with the pole barn, or are you gonna have to do anything with the foundation?
That I'm not sure. It's a pole structure. It has poles in the ground and then a poured concrete floor inside.
So it doesn't
So-
have a footer around.
That's right.
Where is this, okay, will you be having, restroom facilities in the building?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we will be doing it.
And where would be where is the septic now, and are you talking about having a separate septic?
We're planning to have a separate septic. We are checking into doing a commercial, possibly a tank. That's what we're thinking at this point.
Okay. And someone is living in the house now, correct?
No, the house is empty right now.
Is somebody gonna live in, I mean, is it gonna be dual occupancy, or is it?
So the house is actually, we're planning to turn that into our school. That's where our school is going to be.
Okay, that was gonna be my
And
next
we've-
question, if you were gonna use it for the school.
That's right. We've actually started doing some renovations in it, and we were in conversation with the building department about that.
How many people are in the congregation?
Just under 60. I think it's between 50 and 60, somewhere in
And
there.
so I would assume that it will grow. I would
Yeah,
assume.
that's what we'd be hoping.
The only thing that comes to mind to me, the only thing is parking. You know, without having enough, do you have plans to, I don't know, I'll just say this, build a parking lot or something or there? I don't know, I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
that's right, yeah. The area out in front of here is it's pretty flat, so we're planning to expand this into parking area. So the existing lane comes into the house, and then it goes on back to the pole barn. But there is quite a bit of room out front here where we could expand the parking.
That was the only question I had, was parking. That was the only. And I assume as the congregation grows and the school grows, and we need more parking, we'll build more parking. It's pretty simple.
We've got about 3 acres out the side there, so.
So the rest of that field, you're gonna do in cultivation, or?
It'll probably be turned into a playground for the school, is most likely what we'll use that for.
Does there have to be any kind of special permit by the state highway by NDOT? Or, I mean, you've got a driveway there.
The only permit from NDOT would be if they're going to widen that cut onto the highway. If they're doing anything internally onto their lot, no.
So it doesn't make any difference whether it's a residence or, you know, I don't want to call this a business, but obviously something that brings in more traffic and so forth. So the state doesn't care, is what you're saying.
Jerry?
Don't really have any questions or concerns.
Does
That's okay. So I'll answer the other one. We didn't receive any letters on the other one. We haven't received any letters on this one. I've had a couple people call and ask questions. Once I've told them what the plan was and that they were using the existing structure, not building anything new, they were fine with it.
Well, I just would preface that motion with saying that typically, places of worship are allowed pretty much in any of the zones. So, this is not really a point of contention. And you guys have done a really good job on the property north of Brick Chapel as far as having that parking and with, the improvements that were made to the barn to use it as a school and a place of worship.
Looks nice too.
It's kind of, I've been in it, it's very nice. And it was good. So yes, go ahead.
I will make the motion to approve this special exception as presented as a place of worship. Second.
All right. Motion made by Kevin to approve the special exception, seconded by Terry. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. And we're good to go. Good luck.
Thank you. Teresa, what?
Thanks a lot. Kevin wants to go home.
Just be careful with people pulling in on 136. It is just such a.
That intersection west.
Oh, it's just such a.
What happens when people, I was wondering, what's the scenario when what goes on? I mean, I can just, you see emergency vehicles and accidents happen there. Is it because of the hill?
Yeah, you just can't see.
Really don't see.
But they happen on my road too. So I just live to the east of you, I mean, to the west of you, about a mile and a half. So I'm on the south side of it.
Okay.
On 475.
Okay.
I've been hit there 6 times. So
No.
it's-
After three, you got a room for you in the ER, huh?
Maybe I don't want to talk about it.
I know Leslie.
Yeah, he's done some work for you, right?
Yeah,
Leslie has,
yeah,
yeah.
Thank you guys all for being
Thanks,
here.
thank you. Thanks, Lisa.
Other things that we need to address
Yes,
after 5, if you want.
I will bring this up. Now that we have a new member, are we allowed to have 6 people on the planning committee?
So Terry has been appointed by the town of Cloverdale. The county council has to reappoint somebody to the plan commission. That person will then be appointed by the county commissioners to serve on this board. When that is done, the board will go back to 5. We just need to know if it's going to be Ron or Randy
Well,
or somebody else.
back up, the county council doesn't have to do it.
Right.
I went to them last meeting and asked them, this is what we're asking you, so that we can have a full board, an effective board, because if they don't, we're just gonna have 4. That's it.
Yeah. But I talked to Jay, and he said that they would be making that appointment. I just don't know who.
That's next week,
Yeah.
next Tuesday.
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, it is.
It's tomorrow.
So if they do it tomorrow, they can do it next Monday.
So does that mean then, and I'm just hypothetically gonna say, that they might appoint Randy B to the planning commission, and Randy would serve on the planning commission and the BZA?
He would be appointed, he would be the council's appointee to the plan commission,
Okay.
and the commissioners would choose him as their member from the plan commission to go to be on the BZA.
So that means one of the members will leave.
And there was 3 that told us that you were involved, said that they, one way or another, if it happened, it happened. They weren't, we wanted all of them, but I mean, it didn't work out that way.
Well, I don't want anybody else to be offended or anything by any of that, I don't know how to say this. saying if it were that way, I would step aside.
I think even in these meetings, all Raymond, Randy, and Ron have been very upfront and said, they, almost like to what you said, they like being a part of it, but if it was time to move on, then that, they were all.
Well, needless to say, we lost members off the planning commission that I'll be honest with you, they did not want to leave. They enjoyed what they did.
Oh, I know what it is.
And I felt, I felt sorry for those people. So the point that I'm making is, I've been doing this for a long time. And, if need be, I would step aside. That would have to be redone for, I'm just saying, I would.
Well, I guess one more after the county council meets tomorrow night.
Where they meet at, right here? In Popcorn?
No.
I'm thinking no. If they get popcorn, we should have popcorn.
Well, I think we should. I think we should.
I sent Jason Hartman a text real quick to check on the possibility of facilities in Cloverdale. And I gave him the date, what would be our September meeting, with the understanding is if we have enough time where we could have a special meeting, assuming that there was,
So, just to catch you guys up, because you weren't in here, the Plan Commission September meeting potentially will have a high-profile case. Since the BZA meets immediately after, if we hold the Plan Commission meeting at a new location, the BZA would need to be at that same location. So that's what Jim's alluding to, is that we may have to move that September meeting somewhere else.
Do we already have cases on the record to have yet?
Not for September. We do have for August, yes, and it will still be here in this room, yeah.
Do you remember if there was special exception and how many cases there were?
Couldn't we just have a special meeting on one case as a planning board?
Say it again, I didn't hear you.
I said, could we have just have a special meeting for that one meeting for the planning commission?
You can.
Yeah, we've done that.
It would have to be advertised.
Since having a BZA meeting at 10 o'clock at night,
Right, yeah, that's what I.
Yeah, I believe there is just one. I don't have the file with me, but I think it's a development standards variance. Yeah. But we could also,
Use the fairgrounds. Any idea?
Well, I'll do.
over $100.
That's one, I think we could probably get it for free, maybe.
Fairgrounds would be a nice place. There's a lot of ample parking there. And, if there's older people, it's easy to get in and out of. And, yeah, I guess I'm trying to sell it a little bit, but
The community building at Cloverdale is not that big.
They were, the Plan Commission was talking about Cloverdale School,
Okay, the school I can see, but that,
like in the cafeteria or something, yeah.
it's,
no. I asked Jason specifically about schools, and I've not been in CBARC enough. I didn't know if they had some kind of convention area that wasn't necessarily just,
well, we've been at Bainbridge at the community building.
Yeah, but since the,
Dealt with the Russellville thing, and that was a nice place to be. Here again, ample parking, a nice facility for people, older people to be able to get in and out of. I don't know as that would be, it would not be an issue for me, obviously, but this kind of being in the southern part of the county, then maybe I would look at that different, but.
Right. Yeah.
just let us know,
Mhm.
communicate with what,
And it could be that we do a special meeting just for the Plan Commission for that particular case.
I think it should be, let's not have a green ammonia situation in this room.
It wasn't that bad.
you have a guy pass out in your lap.
That's true, that's true. Were you here for that, Laura?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
See, it gets interesting from time to time in here.
It was one of the commissioners from Hendricks County.
At least he brought his doctor with him.
We've had people stand up and want to fight. We've had to call the police before.
Well, just,
soon as I know, you'll know.